Hi, welcome to the channel, Life of Henry. So today I just wanted to talk about my life as a banking advisor intern and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to cover the courses first. I wanted to get it out of the way and then talk about where I am in the course and what I do on a day-to-day basis. So for the courses, when I got hired, they had this course set up for me. It's the same for everyone that's coming in as a banking advisor intern. The course takes around 6 weeks for you to finish your teller training. You get all your cash in, how to deposit cash, how to work at the ATM, how to give money drafts, things like that. It's just basic teller operations. You're not going to learn how to do wires. You're not going to learn how to do certain things because they're not in your job application. You don't have to know how to do that. And when you move on from the 6 weeks of teller training. Uh, you have 3 weeks to open up personal deposit accounts and um, some GIC training, things like that. Uh, for this segment, it's really dependent on the time. It could take 3 weeks, it could take 4 weeks, it could take longer. It depends on if there's any clients that actually need a personal deposit account, personal savings, personal guaranteed investment certificates, things like that. So you might get lucky. You might have someone coming in saying they need to open a personal deposit account. You might have like weeks not getting anyone coming in. And right now I'm past that part, so I'm currently in the credit section. It'll take like another 3 to 4 weeks to finish. Uh, Basically, for the credit section, you go over loans, um, credit cards, things like that. So so far coming into this job as a banking advisor intern, even though it's called an intern, um, I'm already graduated from university, so I'm not actually interning at the job part time. I'm there full time integrated into a branch, and they move you around from place to place. So I'm currently in the Greater Toronto region in Canada. They move you around from place to place, and one of the things that the coordinator will tell you is that in order to be a banking advisor intern, you have to you have to finish your investment funds course, obviously, and I'll cover more on that. What IFC is, the investment funds course, and how I went through that in another video. But right now, I just wanted to focus on what I'm doing from a day-to-day basis. So once you get started at the very beginning, when you start as a teller, you have a lot of online courses. Obviously, when I came in, it was my first job in the finance sector. I didn't have any previous experience in the finance sector. So what happened was I worked a bit and I got to sit next to a mentor that was a full-time teller. She already knew what she was doing, and I did my online courses, and they broke it down to like a lot of small segments, which was really nice because you don't want to eat the whole cake at once, right? And um, after you're done with the whole 6 weeks of training, there's certain criteria, and they call it a mastery assessment that you have to pass, basically. And your branch manager and all your mentors have to recognize that you're full-fledged and you know what you're doing as a teller. So afterwards, you're done with your 6 weeks. You start off with your banking advisor intern courses. Now, these parts are significantly tougher than the teller part because as a teller, you don't really um, do much aside from the service side. Once you start going into the banking advisor intern part, you'll get to know a lot more about investments, mutual funds, loans, things like that. And they broke it down to a course of around 10 months to a year. It depends on how fast you can progress through the banking advisor intern um, stage. For the teller stage, actually, I was blazing through it. Like for the first week, I was already up to like week three, what they were doing on week three, and that's how simple I felt the material was. I can't say for every single person that gets hired as a teller that they're going to be blazing through these online courses as well. We had online courses you did by yourself, and we also had something, some web call meetings. And these web call meetings, you would have facilitators, and they would help you. They would be a lecturer, kind of. You'd participate in small group events to see if you understood the material. Now, afterwards, when you're done with the teller training and you move into the Banking Advisor Intern training, it's still kind of the same, but the online courses that you have to do is harder, and you have to be more prepared. And you get to start to sit in with all these other banking advisors, financial advisors, um, when they're having their meetings for uh, GIC renewals, account openings, and just mutual funds, things like that. Like you'll be able to sit in, you'll see how they interact with the client, you'll see how it's done on the system and everything like that. So I'm currently at that stage. So from day to day, I just go in, I see if I have any online courses left for the week that I have to finish, and I have to spread out the time evenly myself. Sometimes I'm scheduled to be out in the front as a teller as well because there's not enough people, or some people are on lunch and there's too many people on lunch or something like that. I have to come out, I have to come help out, and the rest of the time I'm spending is in front of a computer, learning online courses and going through everyone's daily schedule in the branch. If they have a meeting with let's say like an account opening, mutual fund, things like that. Normally it's booked really heavily, so I get meetings back to back to back with and sit in with my mentors. Like I have everyone in the branch is basically my mentor. There's enough meetings to go around that even though there's one other banking advisor intern in the branch, it's not a big issue that we all get clogged up. And what they do is they space out the new incoming people so that when you're on the later weeks, you kind of observe something different than what they're going to be looking for. Because if you're starting out at the very beginning when you're opening personal deposit accounts, you want to look at those for meetings, right? You don't want to come in, sit down, look at a mortgage renewal. You're not going to know what is going on. Like you get the client interaction, but it doesn't help you at all because you're not there at the part of your course yet. It's just gonna confuse you because you haven't opened a personal deposit account yet. You haven't put you haven't done like a GIC investment. You haven't done anything of that sort. So there's certain criteria you have to finish. There's a mastery assessment for every single small chunk that you finish, and the branch manager obviously holds weekly meetings with you to see if you're on track, and if you're not, does how do they help out? How does it improve? And things like that. Things don't actually go as planned as well. Sometimes you go weeks on end without ever seeing a personal deposit account opening, without ever seeing a new GIC um, investment being done. A lot of people just come in and all they do is renew their GIC, or they have like something in TFSA they have to take out. Like it's it's very simple, very easy transactions that uh, even though the volume of customers and clients that are coming in to deal with us is big, they don't have that um, they don't have that demand, right? Uh, Most people already have their personal accounts set up. The only thing I see the most is they just want to open up a savings account and they don't want to do it online. So that's also another good thing that you can watch. So that's what I do on a day-to-day basis. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'll be covering the rest, like the IFC exam and what I did to get to where I am right now. And Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.